Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Sekani, a podcast for people in their 20s who are trying to figure out life and not get lost along the way. Today's guest is Joe Gonzalez, also known as Scuba Joe, a disabled Navy Seabee, resilience-focused writer, and author of Law That Doesn't Sharpen Spores. Joe's story isn't about polished inspiration. It's about confronting ego, trauma, PTSD, addiction, and near-death moments, and choosing urgency over surrender, or agency over surrender. Yeah. He
Yes.
reframes life's hardest battles as roommates, forces like rage, depression, and addiction that move into your mind uninvited. His philosophy, you are still the landlord. Joey, Joe, welcome to Conversations with Sekani.
Sekani, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a great introduction there. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
your
So,
efforts.
is it Joey or Joe?
It's Joe. Just plain
Joe,
old Joe.
okay. All right. So, yeah, my first question, I like to call it the warm-up questions, actually.
Sure.
So, for those meeting you for the first time, who is Joe Gonzalez beyond the titles?
Oh, goodness. Joe Gonzalez is, well, I mean, without getting into titles, I'm a human being living this. I'm a spiritual being living the human experience, is what I'm doing. Um,
Mm.
Going through life trying to figure it out myself, man. I wish there was some sound advice I can give you in terms of how best to accomplish that. You're just gonna go out and try your best. That's all any of us can really do, you know. And
Mm.
you're gonna get your butt kicked many times. Um, and this framework that I've kind of come up with on the fly, to be honest with you, has really helped me kind of manage all the demons and the negativity that just pops in all of our heads, you know, the anger, the insecurity, the self-doubt, well, that could lead into other facets like addiction and rage. And I do everything I can not to, but I'm human. It's not a perfect science, boys and girls, not at all. But I found this way of thinking a solid counter to what I was doing before, which is just acting out and rebelling. So this has helped me, and I'm hoping it helps you guys as well. I think it will.
Actually, I also think it's real, actually. You know,
Yeah,
um, I like the fact that, you are realistic because people would say, oh, life is not easy, but you can do it. You just have to do this. You just have to, but the fact that you told us you are going to get your box kicked, right?
yeah,
Life,
yeah. Um,
yeah, you would face so many challenges, but you just have to face it head on, right? So yeah,
yeah.
that's a very realistic take. And yeah,
Some, yeah, it's the unspoken rule. You know,
exactly.
the more you run from it, the more trouble you're making for yourself. You just have to sit
Exactly.
in it and deal with it.
And deal with it.
Figure out a
Exactly.
way, man. I mean, it's there's no manual, you know. There's no
Mhm.
preset agenda. It's just you against the world sometimes. At least it feels that way. Just gotta
Wow.
figure out a way to control it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's talk about the ego conversation, right? You
Yeah.
say your ego got you here. How?
Oh, goodness. Are you familiar with how powerful and deadly the ego can be?
Hmm.
It's a double-edged sword because we all need it to survive. It's the it's that mechanism that kicks in our heads. It's like, it's you against me and I'm not gonna lose. You know, whether it's that fight or flight situation, you have to be on 100% and then some to conquer whatever obstacle or challenge may be facing you. That's a needed necessity. However, if you let that monopolize your personality, look around. Look what's happening now. I don't need to go far. We all see it.
Mm.
That's what happens. And I was heading in that direction. I know narcissism really well, and it's been detrimental to my life. I've let it control me as much as I can. So knowing this, I've gone mad and make amends to my folks, to people that I've harmed in the past. And some have accepted it, some haven't, but I moved on.
Mm.
That's the key too, folks. Let's get something straight right here and now. If people don't accept your apology, if they don't, that's on them. You know, we all got to grow up sometime. And if they're not there with you, God bless them. Move on.
Mm.
Don't dwell on it. Believe me, and don't let them, guilt you
Mm.
into coming back to that. Don't do that. You're just hurting yourself. You'll never heal yourself if you keep staying down there. Understand, this is coming from a guy who was laying in a hospital bed for 2.5 years, waking up from a coma for 2.5 months, bedridden, metal traction, feeding tubes, respiratory. I got stuck with a straight tube in my throat for the rest of my life. Believe me when I say, no matter how bad you have it, there's always a way out of it. Sometimes you just have to learn to accept the new conditions that's been presented to you, such as for me, disability. That was a hard one. I am. That was tough for me to accept. It took me years to finally embrace the fact that yeah, I am disabled. I ran from it. I did everything I could not to accept it. Go surfing harder, go climb, rock climber, go do this, just push myself and push myself, say, to prove to myself that I wasn't disabled. And this whole time, I was not only disabled, but I was making it worse,
Mm.
letting those roommates take control in my head. The rage, the depression, the PTSD, the revenge. Those are black holes, my friends. None of us want to stay in for too long. You want to get the hell out of there as quickly as you can. And this way, my my framework is what helped me get out of it. I took control. I took control of my head. Now, mind you, it took me years to get here. Okay, this is
Mm.
as simple as the framework is, because you said it yourself. It's, you start thinking about it. Oh yeah, this makes sense. It took me years to figure this out, but I look at it like this: in my head, this is my house, my
Mm.
rules. I'm the landlord. Everything going in there is a roommate, good and bad, but each one comes with a double-edged sword, good and bad. Let me explain. For example, my disability. You would automatically think, oh, it's a bad roommate, right? Which in many cases, and I still complain about it because there's a lot of maintenance involved with this thing.
Mm.
I've had 16 surgeries since April of 2016.
Mm.
Imagine. And the last one, no anesthesia. It was
Mm.
insane. It was insane. It was like something out of a horror movie. I thought I was
Mm.
watching a scene from Saw or Freddy Krueger or something. It was incredibly painful, incredibly traumatic. And even still, from that, I learned it's like, look, I'm still letting my ego dictate, override logic.
Mm.
Reason they had to cut me open without anesthesia is because I went against doctor's orders and had them remove this trach tube. And I was walking around with it stitched up without it, diving, surfing, whatever, but it was dangerous because I only have 10% airway open. 90% of my airway is burned. It's gone. So to walk around like that was really a bad idea. And that incision that they did, that they had to cut me open without anesthesia, was because I made that choice.
Mm.
So the universe was teaching me, say, hey, you got yourself here. Now deal with the consequences. Never again. I don't ever want to go through that one again.
Mm.
That was yeah, that was
That's tough.
yeah. I'll never forget that one. Anyways, That's what you think is bad, but look what came out of it. Finally, me embracing this disability and saying, look, I'm living with this now, and I'll figure out a way while too building an empire
Mm.
from a hospital bed. And we'll get into that.
Wow. I'd actually love if you get into it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot to get into with me.
Yeah.
Stuff. I got a lot of stuff. Yeah. Where do I begin? Look, guys, I'm a 57-year-old disabled veteran living in the Florida Keys. I am I'm a Navy Seabee, which is Seabee is construction battalion. I'm a builder. Construction has always been a thing in my life, from working in a crew to owning an investment firm and buy land and build on, and all. I've done the gamut, and it's always been through construction, and that's just what I do. That being the case, when I was in the Navy, I was I ripped my lungs and I burned my esophagus, and it left me partially disabled. Fast forward, that was in 91. In 98, I was also another tragic accident that left me disabled. I'm sorry, that left me walking on crutches for 2 years. I was in a motorcycle accident. And then lastly, this last accident where I had a driver rear end me and put
Mm.
me in a coma for 2.5 months and in bed and in traction for 2+ years. Yeah. That last accident had me permanently disabled because they put in a trach tube in my throat. You're talking to a guy that was in the water practically every day of his life until then. So that connection with Mother Ocean, them taking that away, dude, yeah, it I started to spin out. I hated the world. I wanted revenge. I wanted to get back what was mine. I mean, all these, all ego. It's mine. It's all me. I've been wronged. I gotta get in. Man, it wasn't until a dear friend recommended I try ayahuasca. I don't know what you guys know about the sacred herb, but Mother Aya, she showed me my ego, the good and the bad, the choices that I made, and how it ruined my life or damaged my life by those choices, all based on ego, about how I was hanging on to so much crap from decades ago that were interpreted by my ego as, an offense to me when maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I mean, sometimes things happen in life. It's not intentionally driven to hurt you. It just, sometimes you're just at a bad place, wrong place at the wrong time sometimes. That could have been the case too, but I took it all personally. And she showed me, said, look, this is who you are now. You have to embrace this. And two, let me show you where you could be without if you let all this go. And she showed me the vision of my cause, my app, everything coming together, all for Mother Ocean and our disabled, um, our disabled community on the beaches, autistic folks, men, women, and children, military or civilian. We don't care. We don't discriminate. It doesn't matter to us. It's just for the people. I don't care what you know, military or civilian ranking. You doesn't matter to me. So I started this foundation and this idea from my hospital bed, believe it or not. Yeah. And that was back in 2016, 2017. And now, well, we've replanted and, re, you know, re, we've planted over 600 pieces of coral. We've helped 18 different disabled divers get in the water. We're opening up a program now to help feed the homeless. We're looking at another program now to see if we could. It depends on how much money we collect. That's why I wrote this book. That's a fundraiser. And this is going to fund the cause because 100% of the proceeds from my book go to the cause. to help us do more of these actions, helping disabled folks get in the water to use scuba as a means of therapy for their conditions, for their injuries. It works wonders. What the insurance companies won't pay for because they say it's experimental, even though there's decades of medical research on this, on the topic, and how beneficial scuba diving can be for an injury, all of that. Mental health, are you kidding me? When's the last time you felt bad or angry when you were at the beach? When? Because Mother Ocean heals, man, either in the water
Yeah.
or energy. Her vibe, her enzyme, it heals. You always feel better when you're everybody. Um, and that's what I want to present to the world via one of my favorite sports, water sports, which is scuba diving, which has completely transformed my life. And I know a lot of people are intimidated by it, sharks and such. But to be honest with you, the fear is not down below, it's up above. Surfers, jet skiers, those guys look like food. They do. Those guys are the ones that are tempting fate. I'm down below looking at it all. And it's beautiful, man. It's amazing the world you walk into or, swim into. And, I've increased my knowledge on the matter and so much. I mean, the historic values, the ecological values, the health value, the benefits. I'm telling you, scuba diving by far has been my go-to to heal until I got this thing in my throat and I can't go anymore. And it killed me. It just like for years, I was like, man, what am I going to do? I mean, this is a complete rehabilitation, not just physical, but psychological. What am I going to do financially? How am I, you know, um, I just everything that I could think of was a detriment. And not, again, that's my ego thinking, oh, feel sorry for me, that kind of thing, which is understandable. It is. Human nature is going to, want some sympathy for what you've been through. And I did. And I got it, from my family and friends. But mainly, I got it more so for myself and try to just forgive myself for what happened because I was so bent up on perfection. The hell is that? I forgot I'm human. We're perfectly imperfect, That's just, we're foul. Not foul in a bad way, but we will make mistakes. And I wasn't having that in my life. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And it was, that same ego, that same mentality that was kept getting me into more and more trouble, you know? Always trying to take on the biggest challenges, the biggest guys, the biggest waves, the treacherous depths. It's like one of these adrenaline junkies. Yeah, but hindering myself.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but
I know, man. I know. Um,
normally people would say they feel sorry, but I feel admiration. I
Thank
don't
you.
know, but I feel so much like I admire how, especially when you were able to, build something from the hospital bed.
Yeah,
Even
man.
people who are not in the hospital bed have not been able to do that, right?
Yeah,
So, and
I know.
you've come so far, you were able to just overcome everything. I feel deep admiration for you, right? So,
Thank
yeah,
thank you very much.
wow.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
don't know. Can I say, how were you able, because it must have been really tough, right? And what you've spoken about is what you went through and the results of what you went through, which was positive. But how were you able to actually go through those phases? How did you tackle your emotions during that time?
You mean the standard practice of denial, anger, all that? Is that what you're talking
Mm,
about?
yes.
I haven't gotten over that.
Mm,
There's times I wake up it's like, and this thing is very high maintenance. This thing of mine. It's constantly getting clogged. I have to watch out. I can't overexert myself too much because my heart rate goes up, and then this thing, the secretions in my lungs go up, and then this thing get clogged. So I gotta keep my heart rate lower. You know what I mean? I can't.
Mm,
So all these things it's like a mental checklist that I have to go through
mm,
every morning to make sure, okay, now how am I going to tackle the day? This is flaring up. My back is killing me. This I got to clean out. Da, 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 da. It's just, that's I guess that's the process that I take. Whether or not it went through all the steps that you mentioned, denial,
mm,
honey, I don't have time for that.
mm,
I, that's a different man's journey. I got shit to do. I got stuff to do. So I I just I came up with this. Did you read it? Did
mm.
you read the review of the book?
I have not read it yet, but I know I would definitely go and read it after this, right?
Yes. Can we put the link for the download on
Yeah,
your? Okay,
definitely.
beautiful. Okay, I
You
think
have a website, right?
yes, of course, of course, of
Okay.
course. Um, our website, the Mother Ocean Fund, is a nonprofit 501(c)(3) dedicated to expand ocean and human conservation efforts at sea and on the beaches. Um, it's a cool little project that I started, and the app is a marketplace app for water sports on the beach. Renting boats, scuba diving, fishing, that kind of thing. But the proceeds go to the cause. This is one of the first apps of its kind to put purpose over profit. That's what this whole project's about. And these proceeds from the book, 100% are going to the Mother Ocean Fund to help expand those efforts and, make this grow. I want to see it worldwide. I'd love to see it. Right now, we're just in one little city. I'd love to be nationwide and globally. That's the idea because we need it. In a
Ah,
day,
I
you
would
know,
actually like to be, I don't know if I could say it, but I would like to be amongst this movement. Actually, I really do love the idea,
just,
especially, being by the sea. I love that a whole lot, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, everybody should. Everybody. And not only that, we're also looking at sponsoring swimming class scholarships for Title I school kids. That's, in some impoverished areas. Get them swimming. Everybody should be swimming. I can't believe there's a mass population on this globe that's so scared of the water and won't, or, doesn't swim. It's like, to me, it's a vital tool. Everybody should, right? It's a vital tool everybody should have. The ability to swim. My goodness. So we're trying to change that too. You know, it's it's a it's a big cause. It's a big effort. It's a big pledge. So we need big bucks.
Yeah.
We built the machine. Now we just need the fuel to get it going. And you'll see what we produce. You're gonna see. It's
I
really cool.
believe in it, actually.
It's
I
cool.
do believe in it.
Yeah,
All
it's a
right.
cool
Wow.
cause. Yeah, man.
Okay. This has been really, really insightful and emotional for me, actually. And yeah, I was moved to ask you, what advice would you have given to your 20-year-old self?
Oh, fuck. On on what topic? On what topic? Because there's plenty of topics I could go. Hey, listen. When you meet this girl, run. Or when you meet this girl, or remember that car? Don't buy that car. Remember that suit? No, you look horrible. Remember that haircut? Remember that haircut? Yeah, don't do that. I like this haircut.
Oh my God.
God, I like this haircut. This is easy.
I like this one too, actually.
It's so much easier.
Okay.
So much
Okay.
easier. But anyways, back to your question. There's so many things I tell my 20-year-old self because I've been a bit mischievous in my younger youth. So I would be telling myself, don't do that, and don't do that, and don't do that, and don't do that. But bottom line, at least how I see this whole project and everything, in a day where the narrative is to use hate and ignorance to divide us. I want to use love and brilliance to bring us together for a common good. And that's what we're doing. Bottom line, that's it. That's what makes this cool little app so fucking good. Because we're doing some great things, man. We're we're taking it back old school and doing some good.
All right. Well, I really do love that. And that's a pretty unique advice you can give to yourself,
I
actually. That's unique. You
mean,
know.
so many things I would advise myself on. Let me tell you. Oh, not just one, many things. But yeah.
Wow. Okay, so should I say, because I have a whole lot of, I wish this could go on, but then I have limited time, right?
Oh, you do?
But
Oh,
or
I
we could, do this some other time if you don't mind, actually.
don't mind. I don't mind one bit. I'd love to. I love talking to kids, man. I want
Okay.
this message for the children. Hell yeah, the young ones. Yeah, our our,
That's it.
our
Yeah.
next generation. What do you think I'm doing this for? I'm meeting my
Mm.
obligation, man. This is all about the next generation.
Wow.
You know.
Thank you so much for this. I really do appreciate it, actually. And finally, I was going to ask you, what would you define success?
Oh, now at this stage of my life, after everything I've been through, it's not money.
Mm.
It's fulfillment. It's helping others, helping our communities, helping our coastlines. For me, that's what makes me happier than anything. I've never felt more content and fulfilled and joyful in my life, more at peace in my life than now.
Wow.
And that's because I found purpose. Without purpose, you're lost.
So it's finding purpose as
Oh,
what you would describe as
absolutely.
success.
Absolutely. Finding purpose. Um, that's the edge that will drive you to success.
Mm.
Because you will not let once you find your purpose, brother, you're not gonna let up. Yeah, they gotta kill you to stop you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm dead serious. That's just it just clicks in your head. It's like, oh, it's like when you become a parent, your
Mm.
kids, that's your purpose, right? And as parents,
Mm.
and listen, I love my son, don't get me wrong, but this new purpose of mine surpasses that much
Mm.
more so than you could possibly imagine. I've never felt that fire to build something so profound in my life,
Mm.
and I feel right now. And I'm doing it little by little. It's not a Facebook yet. You'll see. We'll see. We'll see
All
what
right. Okay. Well, yeah, finding purpose. Okay. That's amazing. And finally, I would like to ask you, where can listeners get to know more about you and your work, basically?
oh, well, you can check out our website for the cause. It's called motheroceanfund.org. And the app is called aquatictribe.com. That's the marketplace app. I could be found either one of those places. Shoot me an email, whatever. Joe at Mother Ocean Fund or Joe at Aquatic Tribe. Be happy to answer any questions you have. And also my book, which is the link down here. It's a good
Oh,
read, guys. I'd highly suggest you read it. It'll really wake you up. It'll
hmm.
open your eyes to a different way of thinking this. And you
Okay.
can
What's
manage
the
your
name
life.
of your book?
Love that doesn't sharpen spoils.
I'm checking out your book, by the way. I'm going to go check it out right now.
Available
I
for
will do
down.
that.
It's available for download right now on the website. Um, I'm gonna get the book done pretty soon, in about a week or
Okay.
so. We're working on that still.
Um,
But yeah, I'm telling you, check it out. And I would really love to hear your feedback.
the
Write
reviews.
emails in there. I'd love to see what you guys think, you know.
Okay. All right. So yeah, thank you so much for this. This has been amazing and inspiring, actually. And I hope my listeners will also love this episode. And yeah, I'll be putting your links to your websites and everything on the description. That's